911, state your emergency.
Welcome back to RoyOnRescue. So I got to seize the moment here. I just got a call actually that made me aware of this tornado that went through not too far from here. And what's ironic about that is that I've been thinking about doing an episode on tornado safety and how to protect yourself if you're caught in a tornado or in imminent danger of a tornado. And this is the tipping point, so I'm not going to spare a moment. I'm out here transient, but I've got to make sure I cover this, and I want to get this launched today if at all possible. As we're into the spring, we're into the tornado season, and there's no time like the present to talk about this. So when we talk about tornadoes, one of the biggest problems that we have with tornadoes is, yes, we do have these 100+ mile an hour swirling winds that are able to take vehicles and throw them like toys. We're able to take, roofs off from houses, demolish whole buildings, but the bigger part of this is flying debris as well. And so we have this double whammy going on where we've got not only the problem with the high winds able to actually throw us or throw our whole vehicle, but we also have the issues of missile-like debris that could injure or kill us as well. So let's take a moment and break this apart. So we're talking about the fact that now we know that the conditions are right for tornadoes. Well, that would be the tornado watch phase. Now is the time to start thinking about, what am I planning on doing? Where am I going? What's my schedule like? Where are my kids going to be? Where is my spouse going to be? Where's my loved ones going to be? And are they in a place where they have a backup plan to be able to find a location where they might be able to seek safety? When we go to a mall, there's no basement. So if you're in the middle of a mall and the mall gets hit by a tornado, once the windows are shattered, every hallway becomes like a cannon or a tunnel for missiles to go flying down when the pressure drops and the suction becomes immense. There's these video footage of placard signs flying down hallways of an airport in Joplin that was hit by a tornado, that if you were standing in the way, you could have been killed by just that flying debris alone. I would encourage anyone to seek shelter in a non-windowed internal room in those cases. Ideally, the bathrooms. Ideally, it would be in an area where there's 4 solid brick walls. You would have structures on each side of you like toilet stalls, where when the ceiling falls or drops, it would have something to land on before it comes down and crushes or entraps you. If you can survive that type of issue, you can yell for help, you can dig your way out afterwards. Now let's also talk about the second piece, which is you're caught while driving. You may be able to seek shelter underneath an overpass if you get up into where the ground meets the steel beams of the overpass, but you still have the risk of flying debris coming underneath that overpass and striking and killing or injuring you or your family. The goal would be, if there was a deep ravine, you would lay as low into that ravine as possible. And someone might say, well, yeah, Roy, but what if it's filled with water? What if it's the rainy season? That is a problem. So we're going to have to think about that. We're going to have to think about what our actual options are. But again, remember, we're trying to get into a spot where we're lower than the level of the ground so that debris flies over the top of us, not on top of us. Seeking shelter in a vehicle is not the ideal. You've got glass that could be broken out. The vehicle itself can be thrown, like I said before. If you're not able to get into a low-lying ravine, if you're not able to seek shelter in the crevice of an overpass, I would suggest that putting your seatbelt on, laying low in the car, having everybody get low in the car, and basically just trying to ride that out. You've at least got a steel cage around you. It's probably going to throw the car, but it would be the same as a rollover at that point. And by laying low on your seats or down underneath the dashboard, you're at least got the engine compartment and metal to protect you somewhat from the glass breaking and things like that. Remember, a lot of times there's hail associated with tornadoes or supercell storms. Hail can become quite large, and it in and of itself can become damaging to human beings. So watch for that as you're trying to run for shelter. And then thirdly, we're in a restaurant. Now, one of the things that came to my mind when I was talking to someone at a Starbucks was if they had a tornado warning, they don't have a basement, they were directed to actually go almost 200 yards to another restaurant to seek shelter. If you have time to do that, okay, but what if you don't have time? Now we're in a situation where you've got to think about what to do there. Underneath the countertops where you've got at least the structure to help protect you, if you can go into a storage room where there's no glass to break, you know, Starbucks are full of front end glass. All of that stuff can shatter and become missile-like shards of glass. So keeping that in mind is extremely important. And then if you are able to get into a situation where you're able to actually get into a walk-in refrigerator, a walk-in freezer. Now, obviously, you know, you may not want to be in a freezer for all that long, but tornadoes don't last that long. So if you can bear it and you can go into a walk-in freezer or a walk-in refrigerator, that would be probably ideal because there's no glass. It's got a metal structure with insulation, and at least it would probably protect you from falling debris or flying debris.
We're good. It's okay. It's okay. I think we're going to do it. I love you.
Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Heavenly Father. Thank you.
That's all okay?
Yes.
Again, if you're at home, ideally you have a basement, and during the watch warning phase, you're going to get everybody into the basement as close to the underground wall as possible in a room that has no glass. All of these things are important when you know a tornado is imminent, and when the tornado watch is out there. I think we can become extremely numb to those tornado watches because we hear them pop up all the time. Rarely does it ever happen. Keep your eye on the sky. Keep your ear to the radio and watch your weather conditions. Watch for those imminent swirling clouds. Look for those V-shaped clouds that could be coming down out of the sky. And remember, this is a situation where prevention is always going to be better than quick reaction, because we have to be thinking about what we're going to be doing during that stormy phase. But people are dying from these storms, probably needlessly, and some of that is just because they did not seek shelter in time. So keep your eyes open, keep your ears open. We are in the tornado season. I hope part of this helped. It's not exhaustive, but at least it's a few of the things that have been on my mind. And stay safe, keep on rescuing, and until next time, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.